like I was saying, this is
would just be general.
Minds also so many great things in my life, many great things in the world in general. I thought we'd do like last few days in May dedicated to some Star Wars videos about Battlefront and SWTOR, you know, maybe do a raid with a friend of mine, A-Bomb. Maybe also do like I said, do a raid with him, the original raid I ever did on SWTOR, but also play some Battlefront.
This is Grandmaster Satir Shan. We have discovered what appears to be the legendary prototype Imperial ship from the last war. If it really is the Void Star, this is technology we must... The Empire's already here. Make your way to the data core on the bridge and claim...
The first video I ever made impact that 1,000 views and that much comments really liked was an idea for what KOTOR Stories 2. Now, recently a bunch of new things popped up. The KOTOR Stories series, an Old Republic series, it's highly implied it could be in the works. 20,000 views the first week, was on the download for a while, but now it's picking momentum again. A bunch of people are actually like putting out theories for what characters they put in. I personally put in Darth Malgus. If I was in charge of the series, I'd mix it. If I was in charge of the series, I'd make it like a side series that goes along. A side series that goes along with the new KOTOR SWTOR game. Like maybe a series that follow. Like if you're gonna redo the entire series, like do a reboot, which they might. They probably will do it that direction. And, like, put Revan in the middle of put him against the Sith Empire of Malgus and Vitiate. Make him like an agent in a vanguard of the Sith Empire, but make him rebel. And, like, make him rebel against the Sith Empire and make him go up against Malgus, you know. Yavin Hawk still stands, but mix the two timelines together, mix the two things together, like make the give him a few troopers to command, like let Revan lead a squad of troopers against the Empire. I mean, once again, a lot of my ideas still stand. Like if you're gonna do like SWTOR and KOTOR, make it into an entire universe. Kind of like the Warhammer thing going there. Like maybe do a single player game revolving around Revan's story, like his journeys across the galaxy, go back to Tatooine, go back to Manon, but put some new planets in that we've explored in SWTOR. Like maybe have Revan do Revan's entire story, like do some stuff where he actually has memories of the Mandalorian Wars, like a Mass Effect thing, flashbacks where you're leading Republic troops against the Mandalorians and the new canon version of the Mandalorian Wars. See his combat experience firsthand. Like, give, like, commands to your troops. Give it some strategic thinking. Like, Revan with his soldiers, you know? Give, like, the Republic troopers, like, strategic commands. Like, maybe do some Republic trooper-based stuff that where you see their reflections throughout the game. Like, well, Revan is going on his own story. Like, maybe have, like, side plots where you're following stories, like, his crew members. That would be awesome. It would be the ultimate BioWare thing. You're asking instead of just switching between the characters in your squad. You can literally, like, follow their own backstories as they go off on their own. And that'd be awesome. Like, maybe do this with the Squad Troopers and then Mandalorian Wars holding the line against the Sith Onslaught. That'd be freaking badass. And once again, bring back the Yavin Hawk. Completely deck it out. Do what you did with the Normandy for Mass Effect. But get, like, all these upgrades, like, upgrade the turrets and, like, make space combat real. Give it, like, a real Star Wars Galaxy space combat element. Another thing you're gonna do with KOTOR is maybe give it like a Final Fantasy 15 like look here. Like create all these various different like huge ass like expansion packs like that tell the different stories, different characters, different events going on during the war, and create like a timeline with Mandalorian Wars to the Sith War to the Eternal Empire's invasion. Like I still want the Eternal Empire now. Like, take all these elements that have been highly combining with the two canons of late, the SWTOR canon and the Rebels canon, maybe merge them in a way. I think this retelling could be a way to make the SWTOR events canon, but also make KOTOR canon. Like, do some rebranding. It'd be sincere work. They could have both SWTOR and a rebranded KOTOR canon. They do it at Halo, Gears of War all the time. Another aspect I would really like to see in this Kotar like reimagined sort of thing is maybe give Revan like real time force ability, like Dragon Age Inquisition treatment, and maybe give him like a swoop bike. You know, like maybe a good way to make credits, like make it open world, like make Tatooine a huge ass planet like it was in Slaughter, but make it so if you're running low on credits, you can enter in like pod races, quote unquote swoop races, like full-blown swoop races, like from Phantom Menace. One of the best things I loved about Phantom Menace. I know a lot of you hate it, but come on, the pod race was awesome. We had that in there. We had like swoop races. It was a good way to make credits, and get like a freaking leaderboard ranking for each person separate player who does better. Once kind of swoop racing be a good way to connect universes and stuff, you know. Have other ways to make credit, you know, like lease out the Ebon Hawk as and go on missions like what you do in the original game, but really go full blown out. Like Revan could be like a smuggler in a lot of ways. He could smuggle people across Imperial lines or he could side with the Republic sometimes. I mean, yeah, you're with the Republic, but you can act on your own accord, and maybe that's a thin line you could kind of walk on, you know? Revan could walk in a thin line of being his crew are like their own rogue Republic crew agents and stuff, but you know, also add some new stuff. And here's another thing: if you're gonna go with Karth, make him less whiny, but make him more of a trooper. Like, give him like full-blown Republic troop armor, give him a helmet, really deck him out. That would be awesome. Like, go for that whiny like Star Trek look to this whole badass trooper we got from Slaughter. I think that'd be pretty cool. Make him into a badass soldier who's like the captain of the ship and also the pilot. And like maybe his side mission he could leave if you don't allow it. Like in certain choices, this is what initiates the side character stories where they go off on their own, and Karth has to get captured by the Empire, and he has to go to Korriban, and he has to fight his way through the Sith Academy for his like son. Like go with that. Like redo the story, but do it in a way that's so different from before. I mean, in their way, this whole rebranded Kotar could be like a prequel to the already established Slaughter canon. I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool. And like I said, turn the entire Republic series into, they used to do this, but really branch it out, make entire new games that you can do with this. Like, yeah, you could have like the original Revan story, which focuses on his chronological story from the Mandalorian Wars to his battle against his former disciple Malak and his battle against the Emperor. Like him going against the Sith Empire that he had led. He went from hero to conqueror, really flesh it out instead of just being that final phase. Like really flesh out his full-blown story throughout different segments through DLC. Like get the Dragon Age 2 sort of aspect there. I mean, another cool mechanic I would put in there if we're gonna remake Kotar, and this is like years ago. They did confirm it's not currently in the progress being made. It's in such an early development, it's kind of on ice. They have the project started, but whether they haven't fully committed to working on it yet. It's just a concept. They've worked on a few, maybe concept arts. But if you're really looking from Kotar projects, there are some things called like Kotar and Hyperion, which is pretty much what I'm talking about, remade Kotar, as well as a Kotar 2 remake that they're also working on. Both projects have been working on for years. That's what I love about indie games. They remake games, stories in their own way, but do it smartly. Like fans remaking their favorite game, and that's what Kotar means to me. It's what got me into the Star Wars universe. It was my first RPG. Kotar was the good prequel. It was what Anakin Skywalker should have been, an amnesiac kid, young man who was like a soldier, or a pilot, or a swoop racer, who got absorbed into this galactic war between this evil Sith Empire and this evil Empire and this brave Jedi, like Jedi-led coalition, Jedi-led Republic. That's literally how the Clone Wars should have spread out. It shouldn't have just been the Separatists. It should have been the Sith were known from the beginning, and they were leading their armies against them, and Palpatine was pulling both threads in the beginning, and you had to hit that thread. But this isn't me telling how the prequels should have been done. I still like the prequels. I still really enjoy them. They're still Star Wars, and I still really enjoy Phantom Menace, although a lot of people don't. Darth Maul, pod race, and just the story was a little weak, but it had a lot of potential. Look, I see it as this. It was an adventure film in the Star Wars universe. That's all I'm going to say. But Kotar was so much more. it was this brave new step into the way the Star Wars galaxy was before all these wars. It was this new era to explore, this new chapter of Star Wars we never experienced. It was on par with what a new movie trilogy could be. Every time they unlock a new era in Star Wars and more than just books, and truly explore it through the eyes of like a game, or like a real good game, like an RPG, and that's what they're doing now with the new games. Like this E3, they're releasing all these new Star Wars titles. EA could release some pretty good titles. Like they're releasing this new game. Visceral is releasing this new game that tells the story of two bounty hunters. It's kind of like a remake of 1313 from what I hear, where it's kind of like an Assassin's Creed open world service thing they're going with here. These two bounty hunters who are active in the galaxy during the events of the Age of the Empire. When the Empire is all tyrannical and ruling the galaxy, these two bounty hunters are finding their way in the galaxy, trying to make a living. One of them joins the rebellion, one of them joins the Empire. They're unveiling it this E3. They're unveiling a lot of Star Wars titles this E3. Probably we might see some SWTOR or KOTOR or something, hopefully. Another thing I'd like to really see, if they do remake KOTOR, maybe even rename it, maybe make more of a reference to older material. Like maybe rewrite your lore a little bit. Like maybe give Revan more of a connection to older events. Like maybe make more connection to like the old stuff, like Tales of the Jedi. Like make more connections to Exar-Kun. Like maybe visit Yavin 4. Come on, put Yavin 4 in KOTOR 1. Like go down the surface and maybe search for a star map in the middle of like all the Massassi warriors and the Sith ghosts who are haunting the place, and fight your way through the ancient battlegrounds and stuff. You know, like. Maybe add Yavin 4, like see what it was like during the events of KOTOR. Like maybe unleash like these ancient Sith spirits, fight your way through creatures and monsters and stuff. Like do what they did in Jedi Academy, but do it with better graphics, like a new improved system, like a new jungle planet full of like Massassi warriors and Sith war beasts. Like if you study Sith lore the way I do, the Sith had all these like demonic creatures at their disposal, like all sorts of like weird fucked up things you'd see from like Gears of War. Like do like that, like give it like the Gears of War treatment, like throw wave after wave of monstrous reptilian soldiers at you, full riding war beasts. Like make it a planet of savage creatures and savage like tribal monsters and their armies of beasts, and find your way through them. And like add mounts to this, like game, like ride one of their siege beasts through their gates and fight your way through their compounds and shit, you know? Add badass moments we get like that from Force Unleashed or Gears of War, and put that in the game. Like really update what KOTOR could be, you know? Add kind of combat moments like that instead of just click-based, you know? But still have the Dragon Age Inquisition treatment. And like I said, SWTOR is doing very well right now. I mean, right now from what I understand the lore, right now in the lore and the gameplay itself, the Sith Empire and the Republic are still fighting. There's still the Imperial players, still the Republic players, there's still the PvP, there's still the PvE, and there's still the constant war between the two. But from what I understand in the game's story, and this is kind of unique, I think they could really play off this, there's this thing called third faction called the Eternal Alliance, which Sith players and Republic players could be joined, you know, like create a third faction in which the Eternal Alliance is kind of like this force of new technologies. It's where Republic ships, Republic commandos, Sith troopers, Sith warriors, Sith lords, Imperial agents, and smugglers all work together. They're kind of like this third neutral faction. We can have like new gameplay elements, maybe new war zones. We kind of do that. And they create new war zone mechanics. You know, create new mechanics for like a raid system, which they are doing with Battle of Calth. And they do with the uprisings is players from any faction can join in on these uprisings, and they like are under the command of like a certain leader. Maybe really flesh out the uprising system, really flesh out this whole system. Like maybe have like any player like sneak in on like create like this new system. Like have like maybe make it so you actually do control your faction. Like the Sith Empire can really conquer Tatooine, and the Republic can push the Republic presence completely off. Completely do something like that. And maybe the Republic can come in and retake it. Maybe add some RTS elements. Maybe throw in some elements like their Fortress World, like throw on Cast Corban on like Fortress World, and you like add space combat. You can move your fleet further and further in. Add some Eve concepts, like completely redo your game. Come on, imagine what that'd be like if SWTOR could be like the SWTOR 2, like what Guild Wars 2 is. Star Wars The Old Republic 2, where you get like you can lead like your squadrons of ships and land them on like Korriban, and you and your players can like conduct raids on like Imperial worlds and completely take back territory. And the Imperials can do the same thing. We kind of got that with the Flashpoints during the Shadow of Revan thing, where the Jedi and the Republic forces assaulted Korriban, at the same time the Sith and Imperial forces assaulted Tyvan. Do that, but on a much bigger scale. Instead of just being scripted, make moments like that happen on a day-to-day basis. And the Eternal Alliance could play a role in this. They could kind of maintain order. They're a third faction vying for control, and players can switch to this side and get overall power over the entire galaxy. Each faction has like certain technological types. The Eternal Alliance could establish like new subclasses, like new smaller classes to fit in, like a place where third party can join in, and you can just have more powerful ships, and it's a overall fight for the galaxy. The Eternal Alliance has more ships, more power, and then like the Empire will always be evil, the Republic will always be good. The Eternal Alliance can like deal more in politics. Each faction can have like better systems, and it's really up to player guilds to determine how they go about gaining more power, more authority in the galaxy. That'd be a great system. Hold on a sec. And something else I'd probably add would, if I had choice, if I were in BioWare, another element I'd really emphasize is the choices of how the leaders of the Empire, the Sith Lords, forming a new Dark Council, like maybe having each guild, the strongest guild, like come in and form like part of the Dark Council, like really make it player-driven, like what Star Wars Galaxy was. Now I love SWTOR. Combine the best elements of SWTOR, which is the story, deep story and lore, but mix it with the player-drivenness of Star Wars Galaxy, and you have a perfect MMO. SWTOR is my favorite MMO, second next being WoW and ESO. Now, if you did these elements and really made the Star Wars Galaxy fresh again, both its ways, and created like what Square Enix does with Final Fantasy and still on a day-to-day basis, you could see a really, really active gaming universe and community. Way more active than it is right now. I love Square. The community is great. Role-playing is fun as shit. The story is fun as shit. If you took these elements, you really could see an improved game. Now, something else I'd really like to see in Star Wars, in general, would be the new movies. Something I'd really like to see in the new movies would be rebuild the Sith. Bring back the Sith, like Kylo Ren. He's a Sith, okay? The Knights of Ren, it's pretty much confirmed, are splinter faction of Sith. They study Sith lore. The Star Wars Aftermath books have created this neo-Sith faction called the Acolytes Beyond, which are kind of like a Sith cult from SWTOR. They just scream Sith from SWTOR. And Aftermath has made several connections. This is where I see the connections between the Disney universe and SWTOR. Aftermath often makes some connections between the Sith Empire of old and this old Sith Wars. And the last book of Aftermath, the Planet Jakku, is actually an ancient Sith planet. It's actually an ancient world of Sith knowledge. It was a colony world of the old Sith Empire. The old Sith Empire is mentioned constantly. There's several artifacts and ancient Sith Lords from SWTOR, pretty much from SWTOR, are mentioned and appear to surviving Darkside acolytes in Empire's End. Like the Acolytes Beyond are a Sith cult following the guidance of ancient Sith Lords that look just like the ancient Sith Lords of the Sith Empire from SWTOR. The Sith Empire from SWTOR, the one we've been playing as for years and we've grown to love, and this dark empire that we just love leading crusades against the Jedi infidels and the Republic fools and the Republic scum. That Sith Empire, its legacy is in Aftermath. It's the same empire. And there's connection. The old Sith Empire from SWTOR is in Aftermath. And Jakku was rigged with one of their dark side super weapons and could blow up and could take out an entire fleet, could take out an entire system with it. So yeah, kind of a Halo thing there, how Palpatine had planned to wipe out all life in the galaxy using ancient Sith technology. Once again, reference to the Sith Empire. The Sith Empire is kind of like held on this like pedestal. The Empire, the remnants of the Empire, particularly the Sith worshippers and the dark side acolytes, worship the old Sith Empire as gods, this golden age of Sithness, and that just further strengthens the connection between SWTOR and Aftermath. There's a lot of connections. Like the fact that there's so much world building in Aftermath. Like there's all these stories going on. Like the newer, I think, ironically, Aftermath is setting up for Star Wars: The New Republic, maybe an MMO. It's just like SWTOR, but it takes place after Endor. Like you got a Sith cult, you got this pirate fleet with a super star destroyer ravaging the known the Outer Rim. You got the Hutts, you got all these like criminal gangs, like you do in Star Wars. You got Black Sun, you got criminal gangs, you got Tatooine, you got this sheriff, Mandalorian sheriff, and his guys trying to make Tatooine safe again, trying to wage an uprising against the Hutts and the gangsters in the Outer Rim. You got this Luke Skywalker rebuilding the Jedi Order. You got new apprentices. You got the remnants of the Empire waging a Cold War against the New Republic. You got New Republic commandos who are like complete total badasses. You go on missions and shit behind enemy lines. You got all this shit. You got bounty hunters. It feels just like SWTOR. There's so many side stories going on. There's so many factions and like characters going off at once. It feels just like SWTOR, and like SWTOR and KOTOR, it's world building, and that's what I love about Aftermath. And the battles themselves are so cool. Like the New Republic army, the New Republic military taking down, going up against the remnants of the Empire. The Imperial characters, what you see happens the Empire after the Battle of Endor is so dark and tragic. They become this force of savagery. It's like seeing the Soviet Union lose the war and turn like this tyrannical, dark, tribal, barbaric empire of cult fanaticism, worshiping like Palpatine and Vader become gods to the Empire in the aftermath of Endor, and that their return is prophesized, and their return, or their heir, aka Kylo Ren or whatever, heir to the Sith, is kind of heralded as like a savior. The Sith are seen as gods after the Battle of Endor, and like that's why the Acolytes Beyond, the dark side acolytes, or like Kylo Ren, these Neo-Sith are kind of like heralded as like demigods, like the leaders that will rebuild the Empire to its former glory. And that is just fucking awesome, in my opinion. Like the ancient Sith cult, the new Sith cults and dark side acolytes, like find ancient dark side weapons, ancient lightsabers, ancient Sith battle axes, ancient Sith armor, and adorn themselves with it. They've kind of become like space ISIS. Imagine that in a New Republic sort of setting. Like, the Acolytes Beyond would be kind of like a space ISIS. You have to fight against them, and they're like leading raids on Republic worlds. That'd be fucking badass. That's really what the Acolytes are. They're space ISIS. They wear ancient Sith garments, ancient armor, and they lead raids on Republic worlds. They're terrorists. Once again, maybe that'd be a good element for like a Star Wars RTS, like a renewed Empire of War sort of thing. Maybe that'd be kind of cool. Yeah, something else I'd like to see if they did a New Republic era, maybe like maybe make a New Republic that's closer to Star Wars Galaxies, because that'd be cool too, but go with the SWTOR elements too. I mean, either way, combining the two games would be great. In general, I think the next step forward in the Star Wars saga is in between the two movies. And I think New Republic, Star Wars New Republic MMO / Battlefront 2 is also going to do a great role in this, showing the Empire's war against the Republic after Endor. All these sources could do a great job, like whether it be Battlefront 2 in conjunction with this RPG, online multiplayer RPG, it could do a lot of great things, you know? Oh man, that'd be fucking awesome, that'd be fucking great. You know, that's how I think Star Wars should go, you know? I really do. Well, that's been my piece. Peace out, folks. May the 4th and Force be with you. And like I said, the end of the Jedi is finally here. The Sith shall finally be victorious. Goodbye.